reflection of me and you.
This is a Mercury Orgonite pendant. Now, the Mercury Orgonite pendant is associated with the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius to some degree. Now, the stone that are inside of this Orgonite is jade. You will also get aquamarine, pyrite, and some inclusions of aventurine. Now, with this pendant, it's associated with Thos. The caduceus, which is the symbol, is actually nothing more than a healing symbol. The snakes were associated with healing in ancient times, and they connected the reptilian brain, which is located at the back here. To watch the rest of the video, please click on the bio in my Instagram page. Now, to continue, this pendant in itself is associated with Thos. Some call him Tehuti. Some would associate him with Hermes. And the connection with it is also Amhotep, which also was a healer. He would heal his patients with certain prescriptions. And so this pendant in itself is not only a stone, orgonite, which is associated with the sign of Gemini, or the sign of Aquarius and the sign of Libra. It is also associated with the aspect of healing. And healing, the first form of healing actually is through communication. And so in order for anything to be healed, we first need to understand the aspect of how communication is formed and how the channels of communications are being opened from time. And basically the way it works is that the stones which are inside of them allows this transmutation to occur. What we find is that aquamarine soothes the throat and allows information to come through the throat, and thus the mind to be aligned with the heart. Jade, which is associated with the heart, increases the wearer to benefit from luck. Now, one of the key aspects is they say jade is a feminine stone, but at the same time, it is very strongly connected to the aspect of the heart, because the heart is said to be a feminine, the feminine composition. Now, when we deal with the heart, we deal with the heart chakra. And so the heart chakra is associated with the feminine aspect of the mind. You know, the mind is the seat, or should we say the heart is the seat of the intellect, where the mind cultivates its energy from. And so in other words, the heart opens up the keys to the truth, which is spoken through the tones of the words. And so here is where Gemini, or the aspect of speech, comes through, because Gemini governs speech, and this is strongly associated with Gemini, this Orgonite Mercury pendant. So in essence, Mercury is also an aspect of Ganesha. Ganesha is the door opener in the Vedic aspect of looking into the ancient mythology of India. And then we look at Ganesh as the actual symbol of the head, or the crown, which is basically, he thinks with his mind. So he's able to push himself forward to the right choices in his life. And so he is strongly associated with Ganesh. Again, this same mythology, or this same concept, is also associated with Thos, or Tehuti. Thos was a scriber. He was a scriber of information, and he would note information on the hieroglyphics. The aspect of noting information on hieroglyphics is associated with the earth element, as well as the air element, which is associated to Gemini, which is connected to the air element. Now, when you scribe on hieroglyphics, it leaves the concept of the earth element, because now you've grounded the information. And so what we have here is the aspect of earth and the aspect of air, which is cultivated from the mind onto the earth. What we find here, we also have pyrite. Now, you may not be able to see it, but it's a silver stone. Pyrite connects to the earth element. It's associated with iron. It builds iron in the blood. Now, the reason why we've chosen this is because pyrite attracts wealth also. But then it pushes forwards thoughts because it creates an electrical current to the actual orgonite. In itself, it strengthens the orgonite. Now, when it's connected with those stones that are inside of this necklace, you will find that it will activate your throat chakra, and therefore means it will allow you to connect better with your mind and allow you to synthesize certain thoughts and words which will trigger the mind in its beneficial function. Any healing method always begins with a word that is uttered, and those words that is uttered stimulates a vibration which actually stems from the heart, and thus from the heart it pollutes the mind to then trigger that thought. Then the word comes out. So this is the whole combination of how this pendant co-creates energy. So in other words, everything that is said is associated with how the mind thinks in relations to the heart. And so the healing aspect of the caduceus, which is the snakes, which is actually the quick moving aspect of the mind, which is associated with the reptilian brain at the back. And everyone has a reptilian brain. Now, how do we know that? We just need to look at our hands and we see webs. It's associated with the mind. We are a form of many species, and we have to also appreciate that and understand it without getting paranoid about the agenda of the Illuminati. So, in a sense, now that we understand that, the quick fusion within the mind in itself is associated with the snakes and how they intertwine and they raise the kundalini, which is nothing more than the 7 chakras. And so this pendant will help to kind of just connect with the higher aspects of thinking. So when one is dealt with options which are difficult, one can make quick decisions that are actually beneficial for the future. So they say the student must be quicker in his questions than the teacher in his teaching. And so therefore means the student is able to understand what the teacher is teaching. And this is what this pendant is actually trying to do when you wear it. And so therefore means it connects with the aspect of the mind. It's very complex to explain these things, but if one understands, one can elevate their consciousness to a next level. Thank you so much for watching this video. Peace out. And it's available on my website, so feel free to click the link below. Peace.